I challenge Sneako to an MMA fight. I'm going to shut his mouth, and I'm going to take the bully's lunch money.
I make jokes. I'm a streamer. I joke about everybody.
Nah. Today we're here for a segment I like to call When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. It's when somebody talks that guff, but then more than likely gets beaten the hell up. This video in particular is called Sneako Bullies the Wrong Nerd and Instantly Regrets It. Let's do this.
So today I'm going to talk about bullies.
Sneako tried to bully a nerd, but got absolutely destroyed. Now, if you're not familiar with Sneako, he used to be a very interesting and smart creator on YouTube who made pretty thought-provoking content. But recently, he took a turn with this content, and now he's become one of the most insufferable people on the entire internet. If you remember, the last time we talked about him was when he was getting his ass handed to him by Moist Critical or Penguin Zero. If you remember correctly, he actually wanted to physically fight Critical because he calls out all these soy boys on the internet, and he's a big strong man who actually fights, right?
But are you really gonna sit here and not call yourself a beta male? You can genuinely look in the mirror and not think that you're anything but a beta male soy boy?
So keep that in mind for the rest of this video.
Sneako
So recently he decided to pick on a quote-unquote nerd named Mikey Musumeci. And let's just say he isn't your average nerd.
It's called an Aoki lock. It's a modified heel hook, but
Jiu-jitsu is for autistic people.
what
This
I think
guy
a
is a
master
moron.
of jiu-jitsu
Sneako is a moron
is
for this
somebody
one.
that inspires another generation.
Jiu-jitsu, I swear, this is why I like striking. This is so...
And this is a competition where you just, it's an art and it's an art form, and I learned from the master.
He looks like Mark Zuckerberg. He shouldn't be winning.
So that's like a master.
He
to
shouldn't be
student.
winning?
He's an idol of mine for being...
It's like a master to the student. Actually, this is a leg heel lock.
He's saying he would make me tap. He probably would.
Yeah.
He probably would.
Now,
Oh, boy.
unfortunately for our pal Sneako, this nerd is actually Mikey Musumeci, who is the 4-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion. So this is just an amazing person to pick on over here, and he's actually really mad at Sneako. We'll take a look at his response later in the video, but for now, all you need to know is that Mikey could absolutely wipe the floor with this guy. Within 10 seconds, Sneako would be begging for his goddamn life. Now, what you guys also don't know is that Sneako is also a world champion in being a fucking dumbass keyboard warrior. Also, extremely classy move, making fun of his speech patterns and just the way he looks as well. That's just fucking amazing, dude. Apparently, Sneako just never grew out of the high school, middle school phase where you make fun of people for things they can't really control about themselves, like their appearance and their speech patterns.
Mikey Musumeci is a revolutionary grappler. The reigning 1 flyweight submission grappling world champion began training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at age 4 and entered one as a 5-time IBJJF gold medalist.
God damn, Jesus Christ, that's definitely somebody I would not want to mess with. Only Sneako would attempt to call a fucking 4-time world champion, whatever the hell, a nerd, dude. What the hell is actually wrong with you? It's like he's a masochist. He just wants to get his ass beat. And I just don't know where he draws these sort of weird correlations, like jiu-jitsu is for autistic people. Like, what kind, like, is that an attempt at a joke? What the fuck even is that? Like, it's not even a funny joke. It's a fighting sport. What do you mean it's for like, what? I'm just trying to understand, like, how did he connect those dots? What the fuck is wrong with you? Listen, I don't watch Sneako now, so I don't know, like, what kind of content he makes now, but is this really just it? Just making fun of random people and thinking you're, like, better than them somehow? Does his stream actually enjoy this? Those people who enjoy watching Sneako act like a complete buffoon on the internet? Is that the entertainment he provides, just being a complete moron? Now, before we check out a couple of responses, they go back and forth a bunch of times. I just wanted to show you this clip of Mikey on the Joe Rogan podcast because he's just such a wholesome guy.
Another thing that's really unusual about you is your diet.
Yes.
You're famous for eating pasta and homemade pizza.
I make pizza and pasta every night. I have a pizza oven in my house, and I roll out the dough, make everything.
That's really
cool. And then for dessert, I'll eat a pint of acai.
Dude, this guy's freaking awesome. He's like a positive, optimistic. He's got that childlike feel, and he hasn't lost it as an adult as well. That's freaking awesome, dude. I don't know why you would actually watch this and sort of make fun of the guy. I feel like you're a sad person for that. Okay, so here's Mikey's response to the whole situation. Let's just say I would not want to be Sneako right now.
So today I'm going to talk about bullies. Bullies are weak people that make fun of others around them, that give themselves relevance, and then make themselves feel good. They pick on the differences of humans which is the most beautiful part of humans, their uniqueness. I really don't like bullies, guys. And there's this guy named Sneako making fun of me, making fun of my friend, making fun of jiu-jitsu. He calls himself a boxer. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. Let's have an MMA fight. I challenge Sneako to an MMA fight.
Yep.
I'm gonna shut his mouth, and I'm gonna take the bully's lunch money.
Holy freaking shit, dude. If a world champion, like a 4-time world champion fighter, sent me a personal message saying he's gonna beat my ass and take my lunch money, I would move to Mars, bro. I'd be slobbering on Elon's cock, asking him for a one-way ticket to Jupiter, dude. This is crazy. I don't know. Sneako really picks like the worst fights ever. First, he picks on Moist Critical, like one of the most loved people in the commentary community, thinking people are gonna be on his side, while having stuff like he's openly a cuck and supports cuties out on the internet. Like, there's so many skeletons in your closet, buddy. Clean them up first, Jesus Christ. Now, here's a quick comparison of Sneako fighting versus Mikey fighting.
He hits like a girl. He can't fight. He can't fight!
Well, I beat someone 200 kilos, so I don't think there's anyone bigger than that size-wise.
Oh
now,
my
this
God.
guy's like 60 kilos or something. There's obviously weight divisions in jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. But I've actually seen him take down like legitimately big people like 4 times his weight or something. So this guy's an absolute monster, dude. I just would not mess with him. Sneako would not stand a chance. He'd have the exact same fate as his girlfriend and get fucked by another man.
Yeah.
Now, Sneako's response to this whole thing was, haha, I'm joking, lol. You're an autistic nerd, but I was joking, lol, lol. You're ugly, but I'm joking, lol.
I challenge Sneako to an MMA fight. I'm gonna shut his mouth, and I'm gonna take the bully's lunch money.
I make jokes. I'm a streamer. I joke about everybody.
Nah,
everything, all day, every day. I said in that video you're upset about, you would make me tap in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Just beat him up.
In MMA, even
Just beat him up when you see him. Don't let him apologize.
Grab my heel and do the same shit you did to your master. You would win. You're a world champion. I train boxing sometimes. What the do you think the result was going to be? Is this a skit? I was looking at this and reading through the comments like, is everybody pranking me? Is everybody in on
you
some
literally
sort of joke?
said Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Surprise, Sneako's actually
not a formidable
He
sport.
only wants to fight people who are smaller than him or have no fighting experience at all.
He's a bully.
And when somebody actually challenges him to a fight, like Brandon Buckingham, he runs away. And he's perfectly fine making fun of people on the internet like this. But the second he's actually confronted and asked to put his money where his mouth is, it's a joke, guys. I don't really care. Like, well, you're such a fucking loser, dude. Oh my God. Of course, Mikey's gonna be mad. You just made fun of his entire sport and his entire life work, saying that jiu-jitsu is for autistic people. Called him a nerd and made fun of him like he's a fighter. Of course, he's gonna challenge you to a fight, and he knows that you're the type of person who challenges people to the fight on the internet. So he's kind of responded that way, you know. Now Sneako responded again.
I really want to get better at fighting because, once again, I want to reiterate. I'm gonna be saying this throughout the stream. Mikey Musumeci, I accept your offer. I'm not going to take any money. We don't need to do that at all. Because you're a world champion and I am a complete beginner and I have no idea how to do MMA, I don't. I've boxed a couple times. I've sparred, but I'm not a professional fighter like you are.
I bet you'll shut up next time.
To make it fair, under one condition, I'm not going to ask for a handicap. I'm just asking to have a conversation with your sparring partner, Mark Zuckerberg. I think that's how this all started. You said I was bullying you because I said you look like him. And I looked at your Instagram. You spar with him. You train and you're buddies, you're pals with Mark Zuckerberg.
Not smart.
You let me have a conversation with Mark Zuckerberg about Zionism.
No!
Just asking some questions because freedom of speech is important.
Elon
Musk proves it with Twitter how important freedom of speech is.
No!
Even Joe Rogan was talking about me on his last podcast. Joe Rogan, I'm not a bully. You need to look at the context. All I said was Mikey looks like Mark Zuckerberg, and he does. Mark Zuckerberg went on your podcast. Let Mark Zuckerberg come on mine.
Yeah, Sneako, I'm sure you have revolutionary ideas for Mark Zuckerberg that nobody ever has thought of before. Such a fucking weirdo, dude. Just Just admit you're Kako the Great and don't want to fight him, all right? Jesus Christ. So here we have Mikey responding once again.
All right, so obviously Sneako doesn't want to fight me, adding in all these stupid stipulations he knows will never happen. Typical bully. They talk and they talk, beyond the safety of their screen, or even in the bathroom, recklessly, and they never face consequences. There's so many people out there like him. My goal here was to stand up to a bully. Kids, get yourself into Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu so you can learn self-defense.
And break them!
What can I say? He's a wholesome guy.
That's why I got in. Like, that's the whole reason I got into self-defense, because I kept getting jumped. It'd get to the point where I would get jumped, and then they would jump the people around me. I got a girl with me now. She got to worry about getting beat the hell up. I had to do something. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Twisms.